In this video, I will teach you how to convert area and surface area units. First, we'll look at the most common metric and imperial units for area and surface area. You'll notice that all of the units are squared. Surface area uses the same units as normal area, but applies them to 3D shapes, like the surface of a cube or a cylinder. The most important part in converting units of area is remembering to square your conversion factor. Now let's practice this by doing some examples. Convert 24,000 squared centimeters to squared meters. First, we need to understand the relationship between centimeters and meters. This is that 100 centimeters is equivalent to 1 meter. So now to convert 24,000 squared centimeters into squared meters, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 1 meter for every 100 centimeters. Since the centimeters are squared, we need to square our conversion factor. This is equivalent to saying 24,000 squared centimeters times 1 meter squared over 100 squared centimeters. 100 squared is equal to 100 times 100, and this equals 10,000. So to solve this, we're doing 24,000 divided by 10,000. So we get that 24,000 squared centimeters is equivalent to 2.4 squared meters. Convert 1.6 squared meters to squared centimeters. First, we need to understand the relationship between meters and centimeters. This is that 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. So to convert 1.6 squared meters into squared centimeters, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 100 centimeters for every 1 meter. And because the meters are squared, we need to also square our conversion factor. This is the same as saying 1.6 squared meters times our conversion factor of 100 squared centimeters over 1 squared meter. Multiplying through this, we see that the squared meters cancel and leave us with 100 squared centimeters. 100 squared is equivalent to saying 100 times 100. This is equal to 10,000. So to solve this, we do 1.6 times 10,000, which gives us that 1.6 squared meter is equivalent to 16,000 squared centimeters. Convert 8 squared feet into squared inches. First, we need to understand the relationship between feet and inches. This is that 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. So to convert from 8 squared feet into squared inches, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 12 inches for every 1 foot. Because the feet are squared, we need to square our conversion factor. This is equivalent to saying 8 squared feet times our conversion factor of 12 squared inches squared over 1 squared foot squared. Multiplying through this, we see that the feet squared cancel and leave us with 12 squared inches. 12 squared is equal to saying 12 times 12. And 12 times 12 is equal to 144. So to solve this, we multiply 8 times 144, which gives us that 8 squared feet is equivalent to 1,152 squared inches. Convert 3 square yards into square feet. First, we need to understand the relationship between yards and feet. This is that 1 yard is equivalent to 3 feet. So to convert 3 squared yards into squared feet, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 3 feet per 1 yard. Since the yards are squared, we need to square our conversion factor. This is equivalent to saying 3 yards squared times the conversion factor of 3 squared feet over 1 squared yard. Multiplying through this, we see that the yards squared cancel and leave us with 3 squared feet. 3 squared is equivalent to 3 times 3, and 3 times 3 equals 9. So to solve this, we do 3 times 9, which gives us that 3 yards squared is equivalent to 27 feet squared. Convert 0.2 squared meters to squared millimeters. First, we need to understand the relationship between meters and millimeters. This is that 1 meter is equivalent to 1,000 millimeters. So to convert 0.2 squared meters into squared millimeters, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 1,000 millimeters for every 1 meter. Since the meters are squared, we need to also square our conversion factor. This is equivalent to saying 0.2 squared meters times the conversion factor of 1,000 squared millimeters squared over 1 squared meter squared. Multiplying through this, we get that the squared meters cancel and leave us with 1,000 squared millimeters. 1,000 squared is the same as saying 1,000 times 1,000. This equals 1 million. So solving this, we do 1.2 times 1 million. This gives us that 0.2 squared meters is equivalent to 200,000 squared millimeters. Convert 2 acres to squared feet. First, we need to understand the relationship between acres and feet. This is that 1 acre is equivalent to 43,560 squared feet. So in order to convert 2 acres to squared feet, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 43,560 squared feet over 1 acre. Here we can see that acres cancel and leave us with squared feet. So solving this, we multiply 2 times 4,560 and get that 2 acres is equal to 87,120 squared feet. Convert 3 hectares to square kilometers. We can use the relationship that 1 hectare is equivalent to 10,000 squared meters. Then we can relate kilometers to meters by using the relationship that 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meters. So in order to convert 3 hectares into squared kilometers, we need to first convert from hectares to squared meters. To do this, we multiply through our conversion factor of 10,000 squared meters to 1 hectare. Then we can go from meters to kilometers by multiplying through our conversion factor of 1 kilometer for every 1,000 meters. And since the meters are squared, we need to also square our conversion factor. This is equivalent to saying 3 hectares times 10,000 squared meters over 1 hectare times 1 squared kilometer over 1,000 squared meters. Multiplying through this, we see that the hectares cancel to leave us with squared meters, and then the squared meters cancel to leave us with squared kilometers. And 1,000 squared is equivalent to 1,000 times 1,000. And this is equal to 1 million. So to solve this, we multiply 3 and 10,000, then divide by 1 million. This gives us that 3 hectares is equivalent to 0.03 squared kilometers. Convert 538 squared feet to squared meters. First, we need to understand the relationship between feet and meters. This is that 1 foot is equivalent to 0.3048 meters. So to convert 538 squared feet into squared meters, we need to first go from feet to meters by multiplying through our conversion factor of 0.3048 meters for every 1 foot. And because the feet are squared, we need to also square our conversion factor. This is equivalent to saying 538 squared feet times 0.3048 squared meters over 1 squared foot. Multiplying through this, we get that the squared feet cancel to leave us with squared meters. And 0.3048 squared is equivalent to 0.092903. So to solve this, we multiply 538 by 0.092903. This gives us that 538 squared feet is approximately 49.98 squared meters. Convert 20 squared kilometers into square miles. First, we need to understand the relationship between kilometers and miles. This is that 1 kilometer is equivalent to 0.6214 miles. So to convert from 20 squared kilometers into squared miles, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 0.6214 miles for every 1 kilometer. And because the kilometers are squared, we need to also square our conversion factor. This is the same as saying 20 square kilometers times 0.6214 squared miles over 1 squared square kilometer. Here we can see that the square kilometers cancel to leave us with squared miles. And 0.6214 squared is equivalent to 0.3861. So in order to solve this, we multiply 20 by 0.3861, which gives us that 20 square kilometers is approximately 7.722 square miles. You're painting a wall that is 12 feet wide and 9 feet high. Convert the area to square meters. First, we need to calculate the area of the wall by using the equation area is equal to width times height. We were given a width of 12 feet and a height of 9 feet. So plugging into our equation, we get 12 feet times 9 feet, which gives us 108 squared feet. Now we need to understand the relationship between feet and meters, which is that 1 foot is equivalent to 0.3048 meters. So to convert 108 squared feet into square meters, we need to multiply through our conversion factor of 0.3048 meters for every 1 foot. And because the feet are squared, we need to also square our conversion factor. This is equivalent to saying 108 squared feet times 0.3048 squared meters over 1 squared feet. Here we can see that the squared feet cancel to leave us with squared meters. And 0.3048 squared is equivalent to 0.0929. So to solve this, we multiply 108 by 0.0929 to give us that the area of our wall is approximately 10.03 square meters. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what topics you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching.